फिटिंग गलत जगह हो गई है। So today we have Chris Evans aka Captain America on the cards, and in fact he has been in this industry for, I think he was when 16 years old, और इस वक्त ही इज अराउंड 40 years of age। तो एक इंसान, एक सेलिब्रिटी जो कि एक बहुत ही तवील अरसे तक एक इंडस्ट्री में होता है, सो इट एक्चुअली हेल्प्स पीपल फिगर आउट हिज जेनेटिक बेसलाइन, हिज जेनेटिक डेटम। क्रिस एवंस को जब हम मार्वल कैरेक्टर्स में देखते हैं, सो ऑफ कोर्स यू हैव टू लुक इम्प्रेसिव, स्पेशली इन दिस सीन। दिस इज फ्रॉम कैप्टन अमेरिका द फर्स्ट एवेंजर, जो आई 2011 में, एंड दिस सीन लिटरली ब्लू अप पीपल्स माइंड्स। Someone who is skinny to bones all of a sudden is that much heavier? So of course it is enhanced. But this is from 2011. First we need to look back in 1990s when he actually started, in order to understand his genetic baseline, his genetic datum. So this is Chris Evans in Biodiversity Wild About Life, जो आती है 1997 में, and I believe it is his debut role. He is just 16 years of age, looking like a student. And then we see opposite sex in year 2000, and you can see he is not carrying a lot of muscle mass as a 19-year-old. And of course, since he is essaying the role of a student, so he needs to look like a freaking student. अच्छा जी, and then we have a role in 2001 जिसका title है Not Another Teen Movie. फिटिंग गलत जगह हो गई है। एंड इन दिस रोल ही इज लीन, ही इज नॉट लुकिंग लाइक समवन हु हैज यूज्ड स्टेरॉइड्स टू लुक इंप्रेसिव फॉर अ रोल। उसके बाद आती है सेल्यूलर 2004 में, और बजायर ये लग रहा है कि क्रिस एवंस ने अपनी ट्रेनिंग को सीरियसली लेना शुरू कर दिया है, और जाहिर है इसमें कैरेक्टर की रिक्वायरमेंट बहुत मैटर करती है, और ये चीज भी मैटर करती है कि अब क्रिस एवंस इज नो लॉन्गर डूइंग रोल्स ऑफ अ फ्रिकन स्टूडेंट, ही इज अ ग्रोन अप गाय नाउ। एनीहाउ, then we have Fantastic Four that came in 2005, and I would say he is not different than his 2004 role. He is portraying similar body composition and similar muscle mass. And then we have a romance movie from Chris in 2005 titling London, and I would say again he doesn't look like someone who would take steroids for that. You can see his abs, and overall as an actor, a decent physique. And then we have another Fantastic Four series movie in 2007 known as Rise of the Silver Surfer, and Chris Evans is appearing in frequent superhero movies. And by this time, I would say that Chris would have exhausted majority of his potentially new muscular reserves. He is looking great as an actor, so we are setting this physique as a baseline for Captain America roles, and until 2007, Chris has trained for over 5 years. Of course, not for the purpose of hypertrophy, but according to the demands of the movie. So I would take this as his peak physique. Of course, he's not in single digit body fat. He is lean, carrying decent size and shape. And then we have the movies The Loser in 2010 and Puncture in 2011. And what we see is he's carrying similar size that we actually saw in Fantastic Four in 2007. Of course, जब आप body pump करते हैं, and especially when you are under perfect downlighting, so it does create a difference. But overall, I would say that he hasn't made a drastic change in this role. I would say he is still natty. And then we have Chris Evans in Marvel series Captain America, the first Avenger, that came in 2011, and apparently he is skinny as hell. And not only this, his height apparently is short as well. आपको क्या लगता है ये क्या हो रहा है? इसको आप कहते हैं कंप्यूटर जनरेटेड इमेजरी AKA CGI. Because when you look at behind the scenes, so they actually used the CGI technique to make him look skinny and short-heighted. But does that mean that they also played with Chris Evans' muscle mass as well?
Scene where there were a few shots of Chris skinny, gets onto a table, goes into the pod opens up, reveals the muscles, and the people I was showing to, how did you add those muscles? That was amazing. What's that effect? How did you add those muscles? And I went, that's not the effect. The effect is the skinny version. They go, really?
So the CGI team crew said that the effect was in making him skinny and not to make him look muscular. So this skinny guy is because of computer generated imagery, also known as CGI. So it's not like Chris went from a scrawny boy to a muscular guy in Captain America in 2011. And this is a popular scene of the movie. And here he looks like he has gained size apparently. But the question is, how much? अगर आप इसे साइड बाय साइड कंपेयर करें 2007 के रोल से, जिसे हमने इनफैक्ट इनकी बेसलाइन फिजिक कंसिडर किया है, so anybody would say कि Chris is at least 15 pounds heavier. But again in 2007 role, he is leaner. You can see veins popping out of his biceps. Versus in 2011, he's pumped and oiled up under perfect downlighting, perfect camera angles, but he's not as lean as in 2007. I would say he's carrying a lot of fluff weight by looking at this scene only. Of course he's heavier, but he's not leaner at the same time. I would say he's a bit soft here. But this is based on this scene only, where camera angles or lighting are at best possible locations. जबकि इसी मूवी के बिहाइंड द सीन्स में आप देख सकते हैं कि he is not actually 15 pounds heavier in terms of pure lean tissue. Just like here, he is prepping for the shoot, trying to pump his body, and he is not in that so-called pod anymore. Or even in this behind the scene, even he is not looking like someone who has gained 15 to 20 pounds of pure lean tissue against his baseline physique in 2007. I'm not saying that he didn't gain anything and it was just an effect of camera angles, lighting or CGI. नहीं, मैं ऐसा हरगिज नहीं कह रहा. Indeed, he gained something. And at the end of the day, he was looking freaking impressive. लेकिन आपको ये चीज समझनी पड़ेगी कि भाई, when you are looking impressive, so lights, camera angles and other stuff, they can in fact make you look more impressive. Take it that way. Even in this shot, he doesn't look like the same Captain America here who was all freaking beefed up. He is, I would say, representing his own genetic baseline. And again in the very movie, he is not much different than his peak baseline physique and doesn't look like that he is deviating about 15 to 20 pounds from his previous roles. This means that they somehow beefed him up for that specific pot scene to make this scene more impressive. And then after this, they needed to show him a bit leaner as compared to when he came out of the pot. So, as he is becoming leaner, he is not that massive. Big, shredded and natural. You can be either of the two in a short duration of time. जब मैं क्रिस की बात करता हूं, so when he is lean, he is not big. And when he is big, he is not lean. And then in Avengers 2012, he is carrying similar body composition as in 2011 Captain America's last scenes. So he is not much different. And this is the scene from Avengers Age of Ultron that came in 2015. And he is wearing skin-tight tee, looking leaner. And you would say that indeed he is not natural here. And I would agree that he has, yes, added a couple of pounds over the last few years. But it is not something that you would be sure enough to say that he is not natural. And then this is from Captain America Civil War. And this scene also let people think that indeed Chris Evans here is not natural. But I personally think that it is the nature of the scene that would make anybody look like that he's a hell lot more heavier than his previous baselines in previous roles. Here I am not saying that he didn't use anything. It were like there were no freaking steroids for guarantee. लेकिन अगर आप उनकी पीक फिजिक कंसिडर करें जो कि हमने 2007 को एज बेसलाइन बनाई है, उसको अगर आप कंपेयर करते हैं विद 2011 कैप्टन अमेरिका's फिजिक एंड ऑनवर्ड्स लाइक अंटिल सिविल वॉर, सो इट्स नॉट लाइक कि ओवरऑल इस पूरे ड्यूरेशन में, इस टेन्योर में ही हैज गेन लाइक 20 और 25 पाउंड्स ऑफ मसल, जैसे कि हमने देखा क्रिस हेम्सवर्थ इन थोर, और जस्ट लाइक कुमेल नंजियानी's ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन जो कि उनकी शायद अपकमिंग मूवी में आएगी. So he hasn't gained that ton of muscle. At most, अगर आप देखो, so I think he might have gained like close to maybe 5 or 6 pounds of muscle. इसके लिए has he used something or not? So अब देखें, इसको जवाब देने के दो तरीके हैं. एक तरीका ये है कि जी, since he is a very popular Marvel character, Marvel actor, so of course he would have used something. दूसरा, अगर आप मुझसे पूछें, for 5 pounds considering his genetic baseline, especially अगर आप 2007 वाली फिजिक को देखें, सो आई डोंट थिंक कि इट इज वे मच डेविएशन या फिर ऐसा है कि जमीन आसमान का फर्क है, जस्ट लाइक 15, 20, 25 pounds of muscle. So I don't think in fact कि he has used something for this role. बिकॉज देखें, जब आप ऑर्डिनरी लोगों की बात करें, इनफैक्ट फैंस की बात करें, उनके लिए कैप्टन अमेरिका की इवन वो जो 2011 वाली फिजिक थी, इट वुड बी ए फ्रिकिंग ड्रीम फिजिक. लेकिन अगर आप मार्वल की बात करें, इट इज एन ऑर्डिनरी फिजिक, क्योंकि उनके हिसाब से, उनके सो कॉल्ड क्राइटेरिया के हिसाब से, दे हैव क्रिस हेम्सवर्थ इन थोर, दे हैव कुमेल नंजिया इस ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, जो कि कुछ टाइम में आप लोग अब इनफैक्ट देखेंगे. So at the end of the day, I would in fact give him the freaking leverage based on the fact that considering the Marvel so-called criteria, considering his genetic baseline, especially 2007 physique, and the most important thing, that is when he's lean, he's not big, and when he's big, he's not lean. So at the end of the day, I think Captain America's transformation was, I think, natural. Again, at the end of the day, दिस इज माई ओपिनियन, जिससे आप अग्री और डिसअग्री दोनों कर सकते हैं. If you find this video helpful, make sure you let me know by leaving a comment and a thumbs up below. See you guys.